Today we are entering into our demonstration 3. As we know that demonstration helps a person or a student teacher to emphasize on the salient merits, utility, and efficiency of every concept, as well as it will give you importance to the method or the process, as well as it creates an attitude in you. So now you know how much skillful you can become a teacher in digital platform. We are entering more deep into another session on demonstration by the next team on the topic balancing of chemical equations. As we already stated, the team members are NHB Chako, Anju Lakshmi, Pothi S. Dharman. I invite all the team members for the session. Thank you.
So today's topic is balancing of chemical equations. So before going on to the topic, let me quote the words of William Arthur Ward. A mediocre teacher teaches. A good teacher explains. A superior teacher demonstrates. And a great teacher inspires. Yes. So science is conveyed more effectively through demonstration, right? Don't you agree with me? Yes. So let's move on to today's topic through a demonstration. And the demonstration is conducted by Bodhi. So let's go and see that.
Hello everyone, welcome to our peer teaching. Now I am going to show you a demonstration of burning of paper. Here I have a paper and candle. Can you see this?
Yes, Bodhi.
Okay, now I am going to burn the paper. Okay, let's see what happens here. Okay, now the paper is burning. And after burning the paper, I got ashes as product. Can you see this ashes?
Yes, Bodhi.
Okay. Okay. So after burning the paper, I got the ashes as product. Here the thing is, when the paper burns, equal amount of ashes are obtained. Okay. During a chemical reaction, atoms are neither created nor destroyed. The number of atoms remains constant throughout the reaction. Since the number of atoms doesn't change, the mass must remain constant as well. That is, the total mass of reactant is equal to the mass of product. This is law of conservation of mass and it is proposed by Antoine Lavoisier. Okay, law of conservation of mass states that the, the total mass of reactant is equal to the mass of product. That is, in a chemical reaction, mass is neither created nor destroyed. This is law of conservation of mass.
Okay. Okay. So we saw law of conservation of mass. Bodhi, I'm hearing an echo. Okay. So we dealt with law of conservation of mass. So now let's see a chemical reaction. For that, I'm presenting a video. And tell me whether you can see that video or not. Is my screen visible?
Yes, Anju. 。  Yes, Anju. 。
Okay.
。 Yes, Anju. 。
So we dealt with law of conservation of mass. So now let's see a chemical reaction. For that, I'm presenting a video. And tell me whether you can see that video or not. Is my screen visible?
Yes, Anju.
1 minute. Yes. So let's start the reaction, or let's start the experiment. For this, take a magnesium ribbon. Magnesium ribbon, it just looks like a thin strand of ribbon. It's made up of magnesium and it's available in lab. So take a magnesium ribbon and burn it, or just make it to react with air. Air, you know, to burn something we need oxygen, right? So we are reacting it with oxygen. Now what's happening here? A piece of magnesium is burned in air, and what do you observe? Annette.
It burns brightly when it reacts with oxygen.
Yes, very good, Annette. It's correct. The magnesium ribbon is burning very brightly when it's reacting with oxygen. And you can see that light produced here. Now, when you burn it for some time, you will see a white ribbon-like structure. We can say that word ribbon because it is produced like a white ash. It may see observe like an ash, but it's like a white ribbon-like structure is produced as the byproduct when we burn magnesium ribbon. Can you see that a white structure or white thin ash is produced when we burn that with oxygen? Yes, that is the thing which is shown by the arrow mark, and we get a white thing. And do you know what is that? That white powder-like thing that is formed? Who will say? Bodhi, what is that white powder formed?
Here the white powder formed is magnesium oxide.
Yes, very good. The white structure or the byproduct we get when we react magnesium and oxygen is magnesium oxide. It's represented by MgO, and it is a white ash-like thing or white powder-like structure. Okay, so we have seen a chemical reaction of magnesium and oxygen.
Here we can see an equation that is magnesium plus oxygen, which is giving magnesium oxide. This is a chemical reaction. How can we represent this chemical reaction using symbols as the chemical equation?
Yes, we will represent it. Okay, Annette, we will represent it by Mg plus O2 giving MgO.
Okay, so good, correct. Here in the reactant side, we can see magnesium and oxygen. And in the product side also, we have seen magnesium and oxygen. Okay, Annette. Then how many atoms are in the reactant side, Annette? 2. 2. Very good, Annette. Then how many atoms are in the product side? Okay, Annette. So the number of atoms in the reactant side Mg is 1 and oxygen is 2, as well as the number of atoms in the product side of Mg is 1 and oxygen is 1, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So now let's move on to the next question. Is the number of atoms of each element equal on both sides? It's no, right? You can see that in the reactant side, there is 3 number of atoms, and in the product side, there is only 2. Now, the number of which atom is not equal on both sides? Annette?
Oxygen.
Yes, correct. The number of oxygen atom is not equal. Now, how many product molecules are needed to equalize the number of oxygen atoms on both sides? Bodhi?
2. 2 atoms are needed. Okay.
Yes,
How
Bodhi.
will you represent? Okay. How will you represent 2 molecules of magnesium oxide, Anju?
We can represent it by 2MgO.
Okay, correct. Now, is the number of magnesium atoms equal on both sides, Bodhi? No. How can we equalize the number of magnesium atoms on both sides? Anju, how
I
many?
think the answer is 2.
Yes, correct. Here we can represent the balancing chemical equation as 2Mg plus O2, which gives 2MgO. That is, magnesium reacts with oxygen, giving magnesium oxide. Here we can see in the product side, in the reactant side, there is 2 magnesium. In the product side, there is also 2 magnesium. In the reactant side, there is 2 oxygen. In the product side, there is also 2 oxygen. Thus, we can balance this equation. Balancing of equation, which means equalizing the number of atoms in each element in molecules in the reactant side and that in product side is called balancing of equation. Now, Anju will give a simple way to solve this chemical equation in an interesting way.
Okay. So we have dealt with the basics of balancing a chemical equation. Now let me introduce an application. It is PhET simulation. In this app, we can easily learn the balancing of chemical equation. So this is that app. And here we can see it is an equation. Actually, it is an equation of formation of ammonia. The equation is nitrogen reacts with hydrogen to form ammonia, that is NH3. Now let's see whether this equation is balanced or not. First of all, in the reactant side, there is nitrogen. There are 2 atoms of nitrogen, but in the product side, there is only 1 nitrogen. From this itself, we can understand that this equation is not balanced. So let's balance it. So first of all, there are 2 nitrogen in the reactant side, but in the product side, there is only 1 nitrogen. So let me put a number 2 in the product side. Now there is 2 nitrogen in the reactant and product side. But now is the equation balanced? No, right? You can see it from the picture above. In the product side, there are 6 and in the reactant side, there is only 2. So it's not balanced. Now, the thing that is not, or the element that is not balanced is hydrogen. So we have to balance hydrogen. In the product side, now there is 6 hydrogen. But what about in the reactant side? Yes, there is only 2 hydrogen. So I have to balance it. Let me balance it. Yes, now there is 3 hydrogen there. So now we got the equation balanced. In both sides, there is equal number of nitrogen and hydrogen. This is how we balance a chemical equation. I hope it's very clear to you. Now let us go on to the next example. Yes, it's very simple. That is the separation of water. The water dissociates to form hydrogen and oxygen. Now, who will balance this equation? Let me call out a name. Annette, can you balance this equation?
It's Anju. Can you hear me?
Yes, Annette, I can hear you. Tell me how to balance it.
Here we need 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen to get 2 molecules of H2.
Okay. So tell me the balanced equation. How should I adjust these numbers?
2H2.
1 minute. You mean I have to balance it in the product side or in the reactant side?
Product side, Anju.
Okay. 2H2. Is it?
Yes,
Yes. Okay, correct. Then,
1 O2
okay.
gives 2 H2O molecule.
Yes, very good. So we have learned how to balance this equation. Dissociation of water, we get 2H2O gives 2H2 plus 1 O2. Now let's move on to the next question. Yes, that is the combustion of methane. CHO, that is how we represent methane. Methane reacts with oxygen to form carbon dioxide and water. This is not a balanced equation. And Bodhi, how to balance this equation?
In product side, there are 1 carbon and 3 oxygen atoms and 2 hydrogen atoms. But in the reactant side, only 1 carbon and 4 hydrogen and 2 oxygen. So we have to balance this by in the product side there are 3 oxygens and in reactant side it is only 2. So first we have to put 3 on the reactant side.
Okay, where should I put it?
In oxygen side, reactant oxygen.
Bodhi, there is carbon dioxide and water and both has oxygen. So where should I put that 3?
3 on the reactant side, Anju.
Okay, so are you asking me to put the 3 in methane? Okay, Bodhi. Now you look at the number of hydrogen.
Anju?
Let's start with the number of hydrogen. In the reactant side, there are 4 hydrogen, right? What about in the product side? There are only 2 hydrogen. So I'm putting 2 over there. Now hydrogen is balanced, right?
Yes.
Yes. So now tell me about.
Yes, Anju.
Yes. Now tell me how to balance the rest. What should I put in the carbon dioxide in the near adjacent to carbon dioxide? Which number I have to put? I think Bodhi can't hear me. So let's move on with that thing. In the carbon dioxide thing, if I put 1, now carbon and oxygen is balanced. Right? Is it balanced? Tell
Yes.
me, I need an answer.
Yes, it is balanced.
Now carbon is balanced, but about the oxygen, there are 2 oxygen, there are about 4 oxygen. Sorry, there are about how many? Please count with me. Now there are about 4 oxygen, right? 4 oxygen in the product side. So we have
Yes.
to balance with the reactant side also. There should be 4. Correct. So now
Yes.
oxygen is balanced, right? There are in the reactant side, there are 4 oxygen. And what about in the product side? There are 4 oxygen. Now let's look at the hydrogen. In the reactant side, there are 4 hydrogen. And in the product side also, there are 4 hydrogen. So carbon, there is 1 carbon in the reactant and product side. So we got a balanced equation. So this is how you balance the equation. Look at each element and balance it on the left-hand side and right-hand side of the equation. Hope the balancing, how to balance a chemical equation is very clear to you. Now, let's see the summary of this class.
Today we have learned about law of conservation of mass put forward by Anton Lavoisier, and we have learned how to solve the balancing chemical equation. Then, hope you understand this session. And then let's move on to the review questions. Bodhi will handle it.
Okay. Now, can you hear me?
Yes, Bodhi.
Yes, Bodhi.
Okay. Now we are going to discuss about review questions. The first question is define law of conservation of mass. And the second question is who put forward law of conservation of mass? And third question is balance an equation H2 plus O2 gives 2H2O.
Okay, Bodhi, we can't see your screen. I think there is some network issues. Should I share the screen? Hello, Bodhi.
Hello?
Bodhi, we can't see the screen of review questions. So, should I share it?
Okay, Anju. Here the network is very poor.
Okay, it's okay. Let me share the screen for review questions. So this is the review questions and it was set by Bodhi. So please write it in your notebook and complete it in the next class. Now, moving on to the follow-up activity. Follow-up activity is find out more examples of law of conservation of mass in daily life. And the next follow-up activity is, it's a very interesting activity. You have to go to PhET simulation and then I will be sharing this link with you. Then go and click the game activity. You can choose your level. If you are a beginner, go start with level 1 and then there is an equation and balance it. When you balance it, they will display the result and then you can go to the next question. And when you become proficient in that, attempt level 2 and level 3. So these are the follow-up activity. And I hope you understood very clearly how to balance a chemical equation, because this is the basic concept in chemistry and we need it in the higher classes also. So that's all for today's session and hope you understood everything. And thank you. So our team is signing off for the day. Thank you and have a nice day.
Thank you.
I'm congratulating